Hey, what is good with y'all? It's your boy KAG, and today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo NX being more of a streaming service. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's hop into this video. So Nintendo could possibly be working on a console that acts as a streaming service rather than a traditional console. So my theory on this one would actually be Nintendo having a more traditional console as well as a more of a Apple TV streaming service console. So in this case, we would have two different consoles. One that would be probably around $300, which would be a traditional console where you could actually insert cartridges in it and play it, and play your games, right at home, like any other traditional console would be. Now, the other one would be more of a streaming service console. So this one would probably be anywhere between $60 and $99, and it would be, it'll be like a little streaming box, kind of like an Apple TV or a Roku or maybe even a Google Chromecast, where you actually just connect to it and you connect online through this streaming service, and you can still buy your games online. Don't get me wrong. You buy digital downloads online, but you're just streaming them rather than actually playing them on the console themselves. Now, the reason Nintendo would go with something like this is, number one, it would give, the casuals a lower entry point as to getting into the actual gaming market. So rather than them going ahead and kicking out maybe $300 to actually buy a console and be able to play it, they only have to kick out maybe $99. And then they have a little box that sits under their TV that allows them to play great Nintendo titles, as well as some third-party titles. So, in this case, like I was saying, it would actually allow them to come in at a low entry point where that would actually get way more casuals to be able to come in. Now, granted, everybody does not have the greatest Wi-Fi, and for those people, there is the traditional console where you can actually buy cartridges for it. But for those people that have decent Wi-Fi and they would just want to go the cheap route and still be able to play games casually, they can actually go ahead and buy the little $99 box, as well as maybe pay like a monthly subscription fee to have access to some of the games that are online. So maybe you could be playing some of the older titles through this subscription service, or possibly they could just offer the service as free and you just pay, for the actual digital titles. That way you can play them online. Now, in this case, what this would do is it would allow them to actually dominate two different separate markets. So for those people who want the cheaper route, they can actually go ahead and they can buy it via the cheaper route. And for those who want more of the traditional route, they can buy more of the traditional route. This caters to core as well as casual audiences. And what they would also do is that would allow them to go ahead and just pretty much create a traditional controller that everybody is used to. But not only that, that would actually be able to allow them to possibly stream their games on devices such as tablets and smartphones and maybe even a laptop or a computer. That way you have pretty much Nintendo everywhere via the streaming service. Now, does that mean that you actually have to pay a $9.99 monthly fee? No, not necessarily. They could offer it as free, but for the streaming service, more than likely they would probably offer it at a cost. That way it actually pays for the servers and everything that has to distribute all this information out to your little set-top box on your TV stand. So, when you think about that, it is definitely a possibility. Granted, yes, we have seen people try to do it in the past and it didn't work well, but Nintendo could come through here and actually offer this service and actually have it be a success with actually having this box inside of the store right up there with the rest of their Nintendo selection. But also what they could do is offer a handheld version of it where you're actually just streaming to the screen that is on this little handheld device, and this handheld device could also be cheap as well and not have that much actual specs in it. It's just pretty much just stream straight to the screen, and that way you would actually be able to take it on the go with you and play your console games on the go via Wi-Fi. So let's say if you went to McDonald's, you can sit up in McDonald's and use their Wi-Fi and play your games on it, as well as if you have a smartphone or a tablet, you could also use them as well as using their on-screen buttons for the actual streaming of the service. And if you can actually manage to do this well and possibly even create, a controller that could actually sync with people's phones and tablets, that would be even better. Now what this does is it actually opens them up to collect, from that hundreds of millions of mobile users that are currently out there playing games online. And on top of that, to actually offer this as a app on Android, or to offer this as a app on iOS that people can connect to and then actually play their games. This would actually do a lot of justice for Nintendo. But granted, yes, a lot of people could say Nintendo is going the cheap route and that this device is not actually going to be, a major device. And a lot of people could get upset over them having a streaming version of this device. But I think maybe possibly having the actual traditional console version there as well. So that could actually help cater with that issue. So you say maybe this is the premium version, this is the basic version. So the streaming box basic version, for $99, low entry point, and then premium version maybe $299. You have your more traditional console that will allow you to play in high graphics and everything like that. But both of them would technically have pretty much the same graphic capabilities. The only difference is you're having to do all your gaming through Wi-Fi, and that could maybe possibly have some issue with actual button presses and everything being accurate. But we don't know what Nintendo could possibly be up to, but this is just another option that they could go with. But anyways, let me know what y'all think about this down there in the comment section if you wouldn't mind having this. And let me remind you, there will still be a traditional version as well as a streaming version. But if you wouldn't mind having this type of service available to you in case you did want to own maybe the console version and also be able to stream games on the go, go ahead and leave a comment down there below and let me know what y'all think. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel, because we talk about all things Nintendo here. And I'm out of here. Peace.